Jaaaazz. You probably haven't heard of a band called the Pinner Village Stompers. This was before soul or R&B or rap or grunge. It was the time of trad jazz clubs like the 100 Club and Kluk's Clique. Big production companies were flying into Britain old African-American musicians like Kid Ory. They were re-releasing old records by people like Jelly Roll Morton and his Red Hot Peppers. The Pinner Village Stompers only did one gig, March the 8th, 1962, spare room round at my place. 5 white suburban British boys, thousands of miles from New Orleans, where this kind of jazz came from. Our lineup was Dave, who could play St. Louis Blues on the piano. There was Rad, who could play clarinet. There was Monk, who could play nothing, but who could wipe his face in exactly the same way as the great jazz trumpeter Louis Armstrong wiped his face. There was Trio, who could play nothing, and there was me, who could play nothing. So we said, let's get together on Sunday and have a session. When they came over, we all piled into the spare room. Rad got out his clarinet. There was no piano, so Dave was on comb and paper. Dave brought some drumsticks that he had made in woodwork lessons at school, and he lent them to Monk. We didn't have any drums, so Monk was on cardboard box. Trio said he had seen a great guy on maracas, so we put some drawing pins into a coffee tin for him. And I got my mother's nail file and stuck it into the side of the table so that it could make a kind of boing sound. Then my brother came in and said that he could play the recorder. Dave said, "For goodness sake, you don't have recorders in jazz bands," but Rad said it was okay because we were a bit short on solo instruments. And Dave said if we had a piano, he could play St. Louis Blues. Then we said to Rad, "What are we going to play?" And he said, "Petite Fleur." Then I said, "Hold it, we could record it." Fantastic idea. I set up our old recording machine and we were away. Clarinet, recorder, comb on paper, cardboard box, coffee tin and drawing pins, and nail file stuck inside of table. Boing. And then we got to the end and Dave said, "Actually, my brother didn't sound too bad on recorder." And we all said Rad was fantastic. Then we played it back. It didn't really sound like Jelly Roll Morton and the Red Hot Peppers or Louis Armstrong and the Hot Five, so Monk put his sunglasses on. Then Trio said, anyway, we didn't have a name. A name? What name? Dave said we could be the 5th form foot warmers, but no one wanted to bring school into it. Someone said that it should be something to do with Rad, like Rad's Jazzmen. Someone said we owed it all to New Orleans anyway, so it should be something like Rad and his New Orleans Hot Five. In the end, we all agreed on the Pinner Village Stompers. Then we cut the next track. Rad played Tiger Rag. Dave was great on comb and paper. Monk was cool on cardboard box and sunglasses. Trio really shook those drawing pins in that coffee tin. I pulled that nail file, something wild, boing, boing, and my brother played the recorder. Then we played it back, our first track under the name of the Pinner Village Stompers. Then Monk said, "What shall we do now?" Rad said he only knew Petite Fleur and Tiger Rag, but if we wanted to play something on our own, we could. Dave said if we had a piano, he could play St. Louis Blues. And Monk said, "You know something, Dave?" "What?" "If we had a piano, you could play St. Louis Blues." And Dave said, I know I could." And Monk fell about laughing. So we played back both numbers again, the soaring clarinet, the wailing recorder, the gutsy comb and paper, the urgent cardboard box and sunglasses, the biting coffee tin and drawing pins, and the nail file. Boing. What could you say about that nail file? Then we called it a day. The session was over. What with one thing and another, we never got it together again. Dave took up drumming on classroom tables. Monk bought a hat. Trio met the American star Pat Boone at his church. Rad played Mozart in the school orchestra. My brother went out and bought a geological hammer. And here's me. There'll never be another band like it. Sunday, March the 8th, 1962. Spare room round at my place. Historic. Now, it'd be great if you subscribed. That is, you become a subscriber. Look out for the subscribe button. What happens, you see, is that I make new vids every few months, and then I post them up one a week for a while. So if you subscribe, you get to see the new ones just as they come, hot off the press. Ew.